So in this part of a video, I'm supposed to tell about my motivation and the reasons why I'm doing this video, these sounds, these instruments, like whatever. And I was considering that for a while, and there are so many options on what you can tell, like either I want to have a custom sound or I want to just be myself in a sound design or music. But I think the core idea is curiosity, and that is the main engine that is driving the whole music and sound design part of my production. The curiosity led me to the point where I was just wondering if it is possible to make not just a sample library for the horror film sounds, like all the metal bowing things, but to make a system instead of just a set of sounds that you've been lucky to record somewhere on the junkyard or somewhere in your studio with a Vodafone, with any other plates, strings, whatever you can bow, whatever you can hit. I just wanted to make a chassis. I just wanted to make a structure that would hold the frequency, the resonances throughout the whole structure to all sorts of different elements. Once again, it could be anything, and that is the problem and that is the beauty of the whole project, because you're not limited on the one hand, but you don't have any certain instructions or tips or tricks on the other hand. So I figured that the easiest shape would be a cube, because it has understandable edges, it has understandable parameters, it is working with corners, and you can have like the angle frames working with metal, so it's kind of easy. And instead of using the circle, the tube, anything like that, I just figured out that I just wanted to use the cube for its simplicity. Did it make it simple? Not necessarily, because if the cube is too small, then it doesn't resonate well, it doesn't give you a good enough low end. If the cube is big, then it's heavy, it's big, and it's uncomfortable to use, and it's gonna grow up with more and more elements around it. So I figured that I'm going with a sort of a middle grounds, and the middle grounds for me, for some reason, was 30 by 30, and that was the squares that I cut to make a cube. To make a cube out of those plates, I just weld them, and then I drilled the holes in the cube so I can place different elements on it and see how would they resonate and how would they work with each other. If you think that 30 by 30 cube is not that big, damn, it's big. When you start applying all these parameters to a 2mm thick steel, it's also start being heavy. It doesn't resonate so well on its own, but what it's good at, it gives a good core that is still transferring the resonances to the other elements, and that is pretty important. And the fact that it's quite a thick boy with the 2mm steel out of it, and it can carry a lot, and you can be slightly brutal to it, which is also nice in case if you want to hit it properly, if you want to bow it properly, if you want to stretch or apply more tension properly, it all gonna work. And that was important. So at the moment when I'm recording this part now, I've already had some progress with the cube. So far it doesn't have no official name. I have my assistant here, because it's always better to do everything in a team. And let me just show you the thing. Ta-da! pause here. I know that I'm showing you the sort of a final version I have for the moment, but obviously I haven't started with this one. Let's make a few steps back and see how it all started, because originally the cube was much more compact. Because it looks better, and I thought that it's gonna work better with all the plates working together. But it turns out that it doesn't work. So I had to rearrange the plates and all the other elements, and we'll come back to that later on, okay? What you're hearing is basically two microphones, and this one is picking up normally. Of course it's aimed at the box, and you still can hear how it works as a reverb. So even from me speaking, if I don't touch nothing and I just speak to the box, you can clearly hear how it starts reverberating. And this is something that we're gonna work on later on. I would like to make it as a analog plate reverb unit, and I still call it a unit because you can imagine that all this is replaceable, and different materials could be applied, and on and on and on. So let's try to bow and pluck and make some sounds. Let's go. Alright, it sounds fun and everything, but the problem with that particular setup was that was it. It was static. I cannot change the tone, I cannot influence anything, I can just bow, plug and hit what I see. Nothing more. And to be honest, that was kinda boring. So I had to redo that. find something new, find the new edge, try different rigging, try something new. So in one of the previous tests, that was interesting that this particular bar on the side, this one plate, since it has only one rigid point, one connection to the frame, that allows me to bend it a little bit and change the pitch, which I liked a lot, but I would like to have some better control over that, rather than just holding a corner of a plate. I'm actually gonna loosen it a bit. Yep, and place it like here. So I probably have a chance to show you how it actually works when I'm... So I'm bending it and it's transforming the sound, but it's not as comfortable as it used to be. I kind of like it, but the point is that I would like to apply this rod that I partially described earlier to become a bending tool, since I can use one of these mounts in here, one of these holes. It all should fit. I just need to get a nut on this rod. Just doesn't want to get in because somebody's not really that good at cutting the threads. That's ain't gonna do. The threads are badly damaged. For that purpose, then I'll take one of the bolts from one of the springs. I'll be right back. So what I'm thinking is that I will take one or maybe two of these panels, these ones, and put them upside down, so they would be on the outside with only the edge, with the one contacting point. But I have the flyouts here. I can make it much bigger. Let's see. So, after the rebuild, I made it, but that is the whole point. I think that this unit was meant to be a module that is flexible to whatever builds, to whatever purposes, and I'm learning how to figure that out, okay? I'm learning how to make it work and what works better and what doesn't. So that is a new assembly. It actually uses a bit less of the elements, but nevertheless it sounds good. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna put it like that. Screw it. So on the outside now we have this one. We have on the outside this one. And this one. And I'll attach the contact mic, and I want to attach it to the panel, to the inside plate again. Let's hear what it actually does now. Now, once we have so many panels and so many plates outside, let's see. You don't see shit. Wait a sec. I don't have to. As you can see, I'm missing any concept of a leg. Boy, it sounds good. Now, as you can tell, I'm usually trying to find the point for bowing somewhere close to the contact point or rigid point, like in here. Like that is contact point for this plate, and meaning that this, as you can see, the white hat of rosin, it's sort of the best place to bow it. Now I have to reach it up from here. How did I get stuck? Oh, it's the cable? Shit. That's dangerous because you can lose the bow. You can lose all the hair on the bow. No good. On the outside we still got usual 8mm rods, and I added one more in here since we have a spare point. But yeah, this is the new setup. And I like it a bit more now because it's tunable.